Hi, people. Welcome back to Football Insights. Here we talk about football related issues concerning transfers, player profile, and other football matters. So if you haven't subscribed, make sure you click on the subscribe button. Make sure you press the post notification bell. Like our latest video on the channel. That is the AFCON group stages video, the review. Like it. Please make sure you follow us on all our social media platform. On IG, it is football_insights. On X, it is footy_insights. There is a problem with the TikTok because of strikes and all of that. The old TikTok account has been blocked, of course, permanently blocked. So I had to create a new one. So it is no more football_insights one again. It is now football_insights zero. So it is not one no more, it is zero. So I'll put the graphics there. Football_insights zero. Make sure you follow us on TikTok too. We are coming back stronger because the old account went 1K, but of course we are not holding TikTok. We are not operating TikTok, so we cannot do anything about it. But what we can do is to come back stronger. So we are coming back stronger on TikTok. So massive content will be going on TikTok this time around. We will be very, 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 very careful with some of the videos we put out there so that we escape the copyright strikes. So on TikTok, follow us there. Click on the link. The link is in the description. Make sure you go there, you go and click it. Follow us on all our social media platforms. So this video, of course, I've not been uploading for the past 5 days because of international break. I took it upon myself to take a little bit break from uploading and then do a research about this particular video because this particular video demands many research. So I took it upon myself to take a little break and then do a thorough research about this particular video. So from here we'll be uploading, of course, football is back. So this video is about tactical periodization, a tactical approach that was popularly used by Jose Mourinho and other coaches that has changed the game for the past decades, for the past 2 to 3 decades. It has changed a whole lot in the game. But people don't know about this. And so that is why I took it upon myself to do research and then give you this particular video, tactical periodization. Let's get straight into the video. Of course, tactical periodization. What is tactical periodization? Tactical periodization is one of the best changes in football, world football, for the past decades. One of the best changes. It brought changes in the game. It is because it is a tactical approach, and then of course it's being shown on the pitch. So we will explain what it is, because it entails a lot. But Jose Mourinho is one of the biggest names in world football. He's a mentality monster. And then the real secret behind Jose Mourinho's success is tactical periodization. It's a tactical approach called tactical periodization. And then because Jose used this particular approach, it doesn't mean he brought it. The founder of this tactical approach was called Vito Frade or Vito Frada. Some people call it Vito Frada. Some people also call it Vito Frade. Vito Frade, he was a sports scientist in the University of Porto in Portugal. So he's a Jose Mourinho. He's one of the mentors of Jose Mourinho. Jose Mourinho look up to him. So he is a sports scientist. He brought the idea of tactical periodization in the University of Porto because he was a sports scientist there, working or teaching us in University of Porto. He used three key elements to develop this particular approach called tactical periodization. And then these three key elements are system theory, sports science, and then psychology. Because he's a sports scientist, so of course, if he is building an approach, there is supposed to be an element in there. And then that three key elements is what I mentioned earlier: systems theory, sports sciences or sports science, and then psychology. Of course, football deals with psychology. Football is all about psychology. So he used these three elements to build his tactical approach called tactical periodization. There are other coaches who believes in tactical periodization, who use this tactical periodization in terms of play, in terms of their coaching career. And then these coaches that I can mention are Brother Rogers, he's in Celtic; Paulo Fonseca, I hope you know Paulo Fonseca, Andrew Villas-Boas. You know Andrew Villas-Boas, the former Chelsea coach, and then Nuno Espirito Santo. So when you watch football very well, you will know that these coaches, their approach are similar. If not similar, they are the same. Brendan Rodgers, Paulo Fonseca, Nuno Espirito Santo, and then Andres Villas-Boas are one of also the proponent of this particular tactical approach. And then tactical periodization says that to be able to produce a cohesive team, 7 factors have to be in agreement. 7 factors has to be in agreement, and these 7 factors, I will mention it, and then these 7 factors come into play or come into in agreement to form the game model of the tactical periodization. So we are moving to the game model. There's a game model of the tactical periodization. These 7 key elements or 7 key factors coming together, they form in agreement. They come in agreement to form the game model. And then the first factor we will talk about is the club and county football culture. So tactical periodization says that the club country and football culture should be in agreement with the other 6 factors for you to use tactical periodization, for tactical periodization to be very successful. And then under this club country football culture, the style of playing football in the country that the club is in. So with this tactical periodization, then because it is popularly used by Jose Mourinho, we will use one of Jose Mourinho's team, and then we are not going to use another team that Jose Mourinho didn't coach because we will not be able to cite examples. So we are going to cite, or we are going to use Chelsea, the Jose Mourinho Chelsea. Of course, Jose Mourinho coached Chelsea on 2 occasions, and in all these occasions, he used tactical periodization. So we are going to use the Chelsea team of 2004, 2005, 2006, those Chelsea team, and then the second coming of Jose Mourinho. We are going to use all the teams, So Chelsea as a case study. So club and country football culture, the style of playing football in the country. The English game is all about a typical counter-attacking game, and then a very physical and compact game. A typical 4-4-2 game. In England we used to play 4-4-2. In the olden days, in pro Premier League era, they used to be 4-4-2. 2 strikers. One is very tall, bulky, and then he will receive the first ball, and then the second ball will be taken by the technical player, to some extent in the number 10, or to some extent 2 strikers, So the English game is all about a speed game. It is very physical. That's the style of playing football in England. England deals with pressure. It's all about physical ability. It is all about speed game, counter-attacking game. The English ball is not about tiki-taka. That is not how we play football in England. It is now, of course, now that there are certain coaches coming in England who are playing, the tiki-taka football. But in England, we play a typical, physical football. So that is the club country football culture, because Chelsea is in England. So let's move to another, factor, which is the club aim. Of course, every club has aim. Because you can't form a club without any aim. There has to be an aim. There has to be an aim pushing the club to its goal. So the club aim is what the club wants to achieve. Of course, every club set a possible target for it to achieve in a given time. So what the club wants to achieve is the club aim. And then the Chelsea, the typical 2004, 2005 Chelsea team, we wanted to win trophies because Roman Abramovich had come in. When he came in, he brought Jose Mourinho, a very young, energetic, and then Jose Mourinho was hungry for success because he has already won the Champions League and then so much trophies in Porto. So when he was coming in as a mentality monster, as a winning machine, so the club's aim in collaboration with the owner's aim was to win trophies. Just win trophies. He doesn't care about how they play the football. Just win trophies. And then they play a physical and then a counter-attacking ball. That was Jose Mourinho. He was very solid at the back. Hardly will you score Jose Mourinho. And then there is evidence for this. So, of course, the clubs, these are the clubs' aim in collaboration or in linking it to the Chelsea team. So let's move to another factor, which is player ability. As a squad, what playing style suit them, because that is the player ability. Under the player ability as a squad, what playing style suits them. So of course, Chelsea buy big players, with big money, who are who fits into the English game. So for example, they bought Drogba. When Jose Mourinho came in, they bought Drogba. He was very physical, very energetic. He fits into the English game. They bought Michael Essien, they bought John Mikelobi, Michael Ballack. These guys are tough guys, and they fit into the English game very, very, very well. The players' ability, of course, when the players has the ability to play the style that the coach wants, of course, the players or the approach was like playing long balls and then winning the second balls, and that is exactly the reason why he brought Didier Drogba to Chelsea. Didier Drogba was a very physical guy, energetic guy who will always win the first ball for Joko. For example, Joko, or let's say Kesman, those people to also, or Balak to also, take it from there, because he wins the first ball, you take the second ball, and then we are going straight attack it. We are going to score. So that is the player's ability, and then the coach's idea. Very key. Coach's idea. Does the coach style suit the current players or the current squad, and where the club wants to go? So when you are bringing in the coach style has to suit the current players. When you are bringing in the coach and then the style of the coach is not suiting the current players, of course, you cannot come in and change the whole squad within a split of seconds. It is not possible. So when you are bringing in the coach, you should know that this style of the coach, how the coach play his football, does it fit the current players there? That is the coach's idea. And then in Chelsea situation, they appointed Jose Mourinho in 2004, winning machine, who believes in a physical counter-attacking football. And then of course he came in, met some couple of players who were very physical in the Chelsea game, who were very familiar in the Chelsea game, and then his style of football, suits the current players. He also brought in another players, Michael Essien, Drogba, a whole lot of players. So that is the coach's idea. Quickly, let's move to the structural organization, the default formation the team wants to play, or the team has to play. So of course, Jose Mourinho was playing some in a while he was playing 4-3-3, and then on most occasions he was playing 4-4-2. So of course, Jose Mourinho was playing 4-4-2. When they are moving to attack, they attack in a 4-3-3 formation. So 4-4-2 is all about compactness. Of course, when the main striker is very tall, bulky like this DJ Drogba, he wins the first ball. For the second player, that is the very technical player, to some extent the number 10, will also take the ball from there. Then they attack. So that is the structural organization, and then the movement of the game. And then under this movement of the game, it can be categorized into two phases: defense and then attack, or defense transition and then attacking transition. And then in this moment of the game, it can also be further broken down into 4 parts. And then one of the 4 parts are defensive organization, offensive transition, defensive transition, and then defensive organization. So of course, let's talk about the first one, which is defensive organization. What to do when the opponent have the ball and then the team is under pressure. So that is the defensive organization. What do they do when the opponent have the ball for a long time and are putting pressure on them? So of course, defensive organization, you would have to defend yourself very well. You would have to organize yourself defensively when the opponent have the ball, because when the opponent have the ball, their aim is to score. So you as a team, you defend very well. You organize yourself defensively so that you can win the ball, because the opponent are putting pressure on you. And then number 2 is also offensive transition. What to do as soon as they win the ball and then start attacking. So organize yourself very well in terms of offensive transition, so that when you win the ball, you have to find a plan, map up a plan to attack the opponent. That is the offensive transition. And then offensive organization, what to do, or what do they do when they have time to create and organize an attack or launch an attack. So you have already offensively, you have transformed the team, or you have transitioned the team from defense to offense. What to do at that moment in the offensive positions in the final third for you to launch attack? So you create Of course, and that is why the Jose Mourinho 4-4-2 system is very, very key, because the striker is a bit tall, so he win the first ball for the another technical player, Michael Ballack, Joko, those people to also take the ball and then create. And then that is why Jose Mourinho like Cesc Fabregas, all these players, because they are able to create, they are able to bring out something from the team. When the team is operating in a low block, they are able to create, they are able to maintain the play and then create with the space of seconds. They will create a chance for the striker to also score. And then we come to defensive transition. What to do as soon as they lose the ball? And of course, and then some team, in this particular defensive transition, some team, for example, Barcelona, in the 2009, 2010 Barcelona will press as soon as they lose the ball, they will press you. So they believe that one way of defending is to press. So as soon as they leave the ball or they lose the ball, they press you to get the ball back. But this Jose Mourinho team doesn't work that way. The tactical realization doesn't work that way. As soon as you lose the ball, you come back, organize yourself defensively to also win the ball again. You don't press them, because they believe that, of course, the team coming are also equally good as them, same as them. So you don't have to press them. You have to come back, come and organize yourself very well, and then defend. So that is the movement of the game. There are four components, or there are four movements of the game. So that is what I've been able to talk about. And then I'm not the last key factor, and that is the number 7, is the principle of the game. What you want to do to achieve during a certain moment of the game, the principles of the game. And then, under these principles of the game, the Chelsea team set up in a defensive shape and then launch a counter attack. So that is their principle. The team stays compact to each other in midfield, attack, and defend. So they stay compact to each other in both midfield, attack, and defense. So that is their principle in the game. So this is the 7 models of the tactical periodization, and then these models or these 7 key components has to come in agreement to form a tactical periodization. If only one of these factors is lacking something, or it's not even functioning well, there is a problem. And then you see, of course, you see all the players, or you see some team, who use tactical periodization. You will find out that when you go inside, you will find out that one of these key components or one of these key factors is lacking something. So for tactical periodization to be able to function very well, this key component, which is called the model of the game, has to come in agreement to form tactical periodization. And then it is very important to also know that there are other school of thoughts of tactical periodization, and then tactical periodization doesn't even only entails football. So it is not even only in football. In rugby, there is tactical periodization, or there is periodization. In basketball, there is periodization. But we are talking about football and then tactics. So but in this football tactics, there are other school of thoughts that believes that tactics is one key component of football. So this periodization process or this approach should be called football periodization and not tactical periodization. And one of the critics of this particular model is Raymond Verhegen. Raymond Verhegen is director of football. He believes that tactical periodization should be called football periodization and not tactical periodization, because tactics is part of football. So you cannot come out with an approach which helps football and then you call it tactical periodization. It must be football periodization. But there are other explanation of tactical periodization, which we might not be able to go through all of it because of time. But as time goes on, I might bring you another part of tactical periodization. So when we talk about tactical periodization, this is tactical periodization. This is the secret of Jose Mourinho. This is what Jose Mourinho used to be successful in his coaching career. This is what Jose Mourinho used to win trophies. This is why we call Jose Mourinho mentality monster. This is one of the key elements, one of the key approach of Jose Mourinho. Thank you so much for your time. If you love this video so much, make sure you like our video. Make sure you click on the subscribe button. Make sure you follow us on all our social media platforms, on IG, on TikTok, and then on X. Make sure you share it to your friends. Thank you so much for your time. Peace.